So in today's video, I'm going to take you along with me while I do my Tuesday route, just to show you how much we can make in under 6 hours. So let's get going. 8:05, leaving for the day. Probably should have left about 7:30, I'm not gonna lie. We got quite the amount of lawns today. Got some that I do weekly, I got some that I do bi-weekly today. That is the only thing that's a pain, is because not everyone is weekly, so you know, you have to open up your schedule a little bit. When you get in a groove with your weeklies, and you can knock your weeklies out in, like, you know, a couple hours, and then now you throw in your bi-weeklies and you're like, oh damn, this is just added like 2 or 3 more hours. You're like, ugh. But it's what you gotta do. I need a Red Bull first, because I am not awake. Okay, so we made it to the property after going to the store and getting a Red Bull and some gas, and let's start mowing. Okay, so now it's 8:49. That's the first one in the bank, and we're off to the next one. The only downside of this route is that it is so dense that it's also garbage day. And I'm always in the way of the garbage trucks. But we're at the next property, and it is 8:56. Let's get going. After I whippersnipped, I didn't realize I mowed this last week, and because it rained, it just was like super overgrown. So, yikes. Okay, we're making pretty good time. Just left the second property. We're on our way to the third. Luckily for me, it's right around the corner. So maybe take 3 minutes to get there. And it's a little bit of a bigger property, so it's nice. We might get to use the zero turn. Well, I was wrong. It was only 2 minutes. We're at it. We are going to use the zero turn because this one's a little bit bigger. So as quickly as I looked, it actually took a little bit longer. It is now 10:19. The homeowner came out and we got chatting. So that's something that you do have to look out for. You do things like that. And honestly, I don't mind. I would rather talk to the homeowner and like make sure that my work is okay and they're happy with me, and you know, it's good to build that kind of like relationship, because then they can come for you for anything, and they can ask if, you know, you can do this or do that, and it gives you more work. So now I'm on to the next property. It is now 10:24. So property number 4 at 1024. Okay, so you guys saw that there was a little bit of a thing that knocked over. It's like right there. So I have taken a picture and I've already contacted the owner just to tell them. And he contacted me back and be like, hey, don't worry, that has happened before. We're getting it fixed. It's not on you. So I like, just to cover my bases, making sure I don't get, you know, a random making sure I don't get a random like angry text from a customer being like, what the heck, you broke my yard, or like, we don't want you anymore. So the best thing to do in that kind of situation is definitely to take a picture, make a note of it in your like little files, and then contact the customer as soon as possible. Luckily, they answered their text right away, which was cool. And yeah, now we're off to the next one. We're going at like 10:56. Going to the 5th lawn right now. Okay, so it is now 10:59 and we are at the 5th property. This one's cool because it's a $75 cut. And it doesn't take me that long. So let's go get it. Okay, just finished that one. It's now 11:33. So lawn number 1, $40. Lawn number 2, $40. Lawn number 3, $75. Lawn number 4, $65. And lawn number 5, $75. Coming to my total amount for today of $295 in about 4 to 5 hours. Let's take the $35 out for gas. Let's take $47 for my business expenses, for the daily business expenses, which makes it about $82. Take that away from the $295 that we have. We're left with $213. Now say, let's divide that by 5. We got $42.60. So I made $42.60 per hour today. I do this kind of on the daily, and I only do it part-time. It's not quite my main hustle. So if I wanted to go full-time in this, I could push my numbers higher and do say 10 a day or even 15 a day. Right now, doing this as more of a side hustle slash part-time, it's where I'm gonna be. And I mowed 5 lawns. So yeah, that's just a really small day that I do. You can make a decent living just doing a couple lawns a day, and it will, the more you want it to grow, the bigger it will grow. So if I got more in that day, I would be able to, you know, bring home a little bit more money, which would be cool. Anyways, thanks for liking the video. I'm out of here. I'll see you in the next one.